What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and the name Revan has been trending all day on Twitter, connected to a conversation about gatekeeping in the Star Wars fandom. And we need to talk about it, not only because Revan is one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters, but also because of this gatekeeping aspect. What so many people are turning this into, what so many people, the narrative that they are trying to push along with Revan and along with gatekeeping, it needs to be addressed. And my take might be a little different than a lot of what you're hearing out there on Twitter, but I think it needs to be said because this is being spun. It was not the original intent of the post, in my opinion, but it gives us a good opportunity to talk about this and what makes a, quote, true Star Wars fan. Because personally, I think, just like virtually every other single person, that if you like any part of Star Wars, if you like The Phantom Menace, and that's the only thing you've ever experienced, but you like it, you're a Star Wars fan. As opposed to someone like me, who's read essentially every single novel in the expanded universe, played nearly every Star Wars game, obviously watched all the movies and TV shows, right? I consider myself a Star Wars fan. Now, does that make him a truer Star Wars fan than me, or me a truer Star Wars fan than that person? No, but what it does make is it makes our experiences much, much different. And that means that how we perceive things may be much, much different. In the same way that someone who watched the original trilogy, then the prequels, might have a different experience and a different take and a different perception of Star Wars than someone who watched the prequels and then the original trilogy. Even they can consume the same content, yet their experiences are very different. And I think to not acknowledge that, there's a difference in experiences between fans is kind of ridiculous and disingenuous. That's what a lot of this has turned into, in my opinion, but let's hop right in. Why is Star Wars fan favorite Revan suddenly trending on Twitter? Or as comicbook.com puts it, Star Wars Darth Revan trends after failed gatekeeping attempt from fan. And again, I don't think that's actually what happened, but I'll let you guys judge for yourself. It started here with this post. Now, this person is an absolute lunatic. I've seen this person around before, but this is a screenshot of a tweet. I saw this initial tweet when it went out. Let me pull up this thing for you so we can see a little better. I saw this tweet when it initially went out. I'm pretty sure this person either deleted it or privated their account because honestly, they were getting a lot of pushback and a lot of blowback. This is what they said. One of the worst things about Disney acquiring Star Wars is that now people that never cared about Star Wars are now like, oh my god, Star Wars is like the bestest ever. I'm totally a fan. I've been one since like 2015. Reylo forever. Baby Yoda is so cute. Wait, what's a Revan? So this is an example of them saying how Star Wars has become so like corporatized since Disney took over. Now you may see this and say, wow, they're disparaging anyone who became a fan after 2015, disparaging any Star Wars fan, saying that the only way that you can be a Star Wars fan is if you know the name Revan. I don't think that's what this post was saying, but that is what it is being turned into by nearly everyone involved. Take a look at what this person replied. I promise you, you don't have to know a 20-year-old video game character to be a Star Wars fan, no matter how great she is. And of course, this person and these type of people will spin it and say she is. Revan's not a female. Revan is a male. This person probably knows that and is intentionally saying she. Revan is a man, bottom line. And I talked about how Revan is one of my favorite characters. Why don't I just pull these up? Listen, I'm ashamed to say it. I actually have a Funko Pop of Revan. It's one of the only Funko Pops I have, and I basically couldn't resist because it is Darth Revan, one of my favorite characters. Appears in Knights of the Old Republic and is also in SWTOR. He's also in a book named Revan, aptly. I've also got the Black Series Jedi Revan. I've also got, of course, the Black Series Darth Revan. I love Revan. He's a popular character. He is a very popular character for a reason because of the connection, the story that he had in Knights of the Old Republic, and so many people feel very connected to him. With that being said, there's a big portion of Star Wars fans that probably don't know who he is because they don't play video games. Maybe that video game was too old for them. They didn't want to try it out, and I get that. That doesn't make you not a Star Wars fan, but it does make your experience different. That's what this initial post, in my opinion, was trying to point out. That because Disney bought it and because they marketed it in a certain way, it has attracted this group of people who were never interested in it and may not be interested in it in very long and are kind of just like, wow, look at all these new things and really aren't acquainted with the history of Star Wars or anything that's been in there in the past. That doesn't make you not a fan, but it does make your experience different. That is just something that needs to be said. This person I had a little bit of a problem with what this person posted. Rahul Kohli, who really wanted to play Ezra Bridger, I think he's a little bit butthurt that he didn't get to play Ezra Bridger, and he's really upset about that. He says, breaking my Twitter holiday to address this. Knowing who Revan is doesn't make you a true Star Wars fan. Congrats, you played KOTOR and read some books. Yeah, he played KOTOR and read some books. Does that make you not a Star Wars fan? Does if you just read the books or played a game, does that make you not a Star Wars fan? He's about to define what a true Star Wars fan is in the same tweet thread that he says, fuck gatekeeping. Just think about that from this blue checkmark cuck. A true Star Wars fan loves what they love, ignores what they don't, and is always welcoming to a new generation of fans. Ignores what they don't. Really? So you now are trying to define to us what a true Star Wars fan is, because I don't buy that. I don't believe that a true fan of something is required to ignore what they don't like. For instance, I consider myself a DC fan. I do not like Jason Todd as Robin. I just don't like him. I'm a Dick Grayson and a Tim Drake guy. So if they start pushing this line, and of course we know Jason Todd is now Red Hood, it's past that, but I'm just using this for instance. If I really like stories with Dick Grayson as Robin and Tim Drake as Robin, and they start trying to push something with Jason Todd as Robin again, I might push back and be like, hey, I don't like this. Should I just ignore it, or should I voice my opinion? I think that all fans should voice their opinions, whether they like or don't like something. Being a true fan doesn't mean shutting your fucking mouth. It means voicing your opinion regardless. And that's what fucking entitled pieces of shit like this don't understand. He's coming from it from a certain perspective and a certain narrative. He says, I've been a Star Wars fanatic since I was a kid. I became an actor because of it. I spent my early 20s in a shed building model kits. My parents couldn't give two fucks about any of it until Mandalorian. After 20 years, I'm having FaceTime calls with my mom about Boba Fett. Disney gave me that. Disney gave you that. Well, I think it's your fault that you didn't expose your mom to it before, to be quite honest with you. And now my parents are interested in watching the OT. Fuck gatekeeping. He says, fuck gatekeeping, in the same thread where he tried to define what a true Star Wars fan is. And I think that is a big problem, because one way or the other, all these people are trying to gatekeep. That's the bottom line. That's what these people don't show to you. They are the ones that actually want to gatekeep. They want to gatekeep you out if you dare speak up and say, wow, this isn't very good. I will be the first to admit that there are things in the expanded universe that I do not like. There are books that I do not like, that I have trashed. That doesn't mean that I don't love the rest of the expanded universe. That doesn't make me not a Star Wars expanded universe fan because I don't like those stories. It is just my opinion and part of my experience. And also, I think there's a lot of people out there that are very sensitive about not knowing something. And if they get caught not knowing something, they're like, well, you're just trying to gatekeep me because I don't know everything that you do. No, just my experience is different than you, and it's going to affect my perception of this movie, of this entertainment, of this book, of this comic book, because my experience is different. I have maybe a vaster experience in Star Wars. Doesn't make me more of a fan, doesn't make me less of a fan, but it does make our knowledge levels and our experiences different. James Gunn actually chimed in on this. I see KOTOR is trending, which it should, as it's still the greatest video game of all time. It's my favorite Star Wars thing out of all the Star Wars games, movies, TV shows, toys, and comics. That is pretty cool. Jenny Nicholson, whenever you have people like this on this side, I think we understand that it shouldn't be going in this direction. I can't believe Disney opened up obscure nerd property Star Wars to a wide audience of mainstream casual fans who only recognize the most pop culturally relevant characters. George Lucas must be rolling in his grave. Haha, Jenny's so funny. Gatekeepers of the Star Wars fandom. Do you even know who Revan is? Anyone that has played KOTOR? Well, of course I know him. He's me. And that is pretty funny because, of course, you play the character of Revan. Also, there is a little irony, as some people pointed out, because Revan as a character doesn't remember who he is for a big portion of the game. So you hear about Revan, you hear about this mythical Revan, and you don't even realize that you are that character. Well, spoiler alert for a 20-year-old game if you haven't played it. Eric Goldman. I've been a Star Wars fan since literally since my earliest memories and know zero about Revan except the name. Well, that's interesting, you know? I mean, that means that your experience is very different. I can't imagine that type of experience, being a Star Wars fan for 20 years and not really understanding who Revan is, but that is the experience that this person's had. And the problem that I have with this entire thing is that they're trying to paint as this person gatekeeping. This person is voicing their opinion about the current state of Star Wars fandom, especially since Disney took over. And I agree. It is strange when you see a lot of these people out there who didn't give a shit about Star Wars a year before. Now they do. And in a lot of ways, Disney's listening to them, even though they might not be there for the long haul. So I understand what he's saying. He's not saying that if you don't know who Revan is, you can't be a Star Wars fan, but it's how all these pukes are fucking spinning it. There's Corey Van Dyke chimes in. Yeah, I'm sure Corey Van Dyke is chiming in. Let's negate this gatekeeping shit. Hey, are you a Star Wars fan but would like to know who Revan is? Yes? Dope. Revan is a character from the Knights of the Old Republic games you can get for like $10 on Steam. They're amazing games. No? Also dope, you're still a Star Wars fan. And hey, listen, this person wasn't saying that those people aren't Star Wars fans, but he is saying that things have changed, and he's exactly right. But I want to show you why actual gatekeeping, keeping people out that don't actually care about this property, that are just in there to write a narrative, whether it be social or identity politics, things like that. Heather Antos, who used to be in the writer's room for Star Wars Marvel, says this. All you need to know about Revan is that they were the type of Sith, of course, using they because they want you to think that it could be a female, even though we know a gender option. Of course, I'm fucking blocked by Heather Antos. God damn it. That's not surprising. But all these people want to try to tell you it could be a male or female, whatever you want. No, Revan is a male. Revan in canon is a male. Just because you had a gender option, alternate choice in a video game, doesn't make it canon. Revan is male, but uses they anyway. They were the type of Sith that would gatekeep you for not knowing who Darth Bane is. Now, maybe this is just a joke. Maybe this is in jest. Maybe. That's possible. But probably isn't. Heather Antos, who wrote for Marvel for Star Wars, is insinuating that Revan would gatekeep if you didn't know who Darth Bane was. But the problem is that Darth Bane did not exist. Darth Revan did not know who Darth Bane was. Darth Revan lived 3,000 years before Darth Bane was born. And that is the problem. That is why actual gatekeeping is something that should happen. To take these people that don't actually care about Star Wars, but want to change Star Wars, right, from what it is to something that they want it to be. Whether those people are fans, whether those people are creators, those people do need to be gatekept. Because, again, if you don't actually care about what Star Wars is, all you care is about changing it so that it represents what you think it should represent, that is when it becomes a problem. But I had to get that out there because I see a lot of people taking shits on that original poster without really, I think, understanding what they were trying to say or just trying to spin it in any way that they could. If you have watched one Star Wars movie and liked it, you're a Star Wars fan if you want to be. In the same breath, if you have read everything, every single book, every single comic, played every game, watched every movie, watched every television show, you are also a Star Wars fan if you want to be. That doesn't mean that those two experiences are the same. That doesn't mean that someone's knowledge base is the same. It's okay to not have the same knowledge base. You're still a fan, but your experiences are different, and pointing that out shouldn't be worthy of getting fucking roasted. It's just something that is a fact. It's undeniable. And to pretend like each and every person needs to be exactly the same, and anyone that says they might have a higher knowledge base or you might have less, well, they need to be cast out of society. No, it's not. They are still fans, whether you fucking like it or not. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.